One lap signal from the stand. Time to go sprint car racing at Limaland Speedway, the biggest little track in the Midwest, about to have a big time. Brian Crisp and Roger McLean from row 1. Row 2, Tom Rhodes Jr. and Kyle Sauter. Here we go, off turn number 4. Brian Crisp shows the way back to 1 and 2. Sauter inside of the 1 car. Yeah, racing here in 3 and 4. Off turn number 4. Sauter and McLean, there's trouble. There's trouble in 3 and 4. The team car's in trouble. The 4T of Paul Tashler will bump that camera to the right to the 28N car of Chris Nagy, both in trouble. Team cars in 3 and 4, we are under caution. We've got 1 lap in, but we've got the most important part, 24 to go. Crisp, Sauter, McLean, Burden, and Hornaday, the top 5. Here we go. Off turn number 4, Brian Crisp in the NPC steering pump entry. It's a family-owned operation. Most of the help comes from mom and dad, and there's plenty of it. As you can see, Brian Crisp, a very talented driver out of Kenton, Ohio, taking the heat now from Kyle Sauter in car number 2. Another family-owned operation. Brian Crisp continues to show the way, but taking some heat from Sauter. Leaders already approaching traffic. Brian Crisp, the 1C, continues to get it done. Here tonight, Travis Miller there, car number 17. He had problems earlier. Now guarantee he's still got him. Miller way off the pace in the 17 car. We are under caution. Running 1 and 2, Brian Crisp and Kyle Sauter, Ken Burden, Jerry Burkett, and Roger McLean, the top 5. Here we go, sprint car racing at Limaland. There's nothing like it on planet Earth. Off turn number 2, Brian Crisp will carry Kyle Sauter by 4 or 5 car lengths, but drifts high off turn 4. That's going to cost him. Sauter drives the Kinsman Propane Gambler inside of Brian Crisp. Sauter make that Crisp got high in 3 and 4. It'll cost him dearly. The new leader is Kyle Sauter in car number 2. Brian Crisp continues to run second, running third though. Let's go there. Ken Burden. A great run tonight for Ken Burden. Car number 6, a former late model driver. First year with the sprint cars. Well, he'll tell you all about it because we chatted with him earlier. Let's go down to the interview. Ken Burden, car number 6. Pitside with the Cub, Ken Burden out of Waynesfield, Ohio. Ken, we going to win this thing tonight?
We're going to give it a try. It's we've been running good in the heats, but backing up in the feature. But hopefully we've got it figured out this week.
I have not yet seen you on the sprint car circuit, but you bring to the circuit a lot of experience, or so it seems. Have you had some racing experience elsewhere?
Yeah, I raced late models for 4 years in the late 80s, and I started my own business, and we got away from it, and we've been wanting to do this for 20 years, and Roger McLean kind of helped us out and get started, and so we're giving it a shot, you know.
Unaffected by the presence of John Hawk for now, Kyle Sauter says, bring it on, man, we're going racing. Sauter now beginning to open it up a bit over Hawk in the 31 car. Sauter about a 10-car advantage now. Yeah, that's the difference. Back to 3 and 4. A race for second developing. Mark Long now looking at John Hawk in the 31 car. Mark Long started in the last row, has worked up to third. The defending Sprint Bandit Rookie of the Year, driving like a veteran now. He's getting this place figured out for sure. Working the high end, though. Lost a bit of ground there, but Mark Long, worth noting and giving it a great run here tonight. Starting dead last in the field, car number 35, or certainly close to it, and running third. And looking for John Hawk, we'll have to look and go in a hurry. Laps are winding down, and Hawk, once again with heat in that right rear, a matter of getting some heat there, beginning to hook up now and chase down our leader, Hawk. The hunt is on, and I'll tell you what, he's going to have to hurry. John Hawk lost a little ground there off turn 4, but I think Hawk's got some heat in that right rear starting to work for him. But just as I say that, Sauter opens up another 10-car advantage, and laps are winding down. Kyle Sauter, car number 2, beautiful race car, a Gambler, again crew chief by his father, Dean. They do an awesome job. 2 talented individual, father and son. But it's the son who takes the white flag. Kyle Sauter takes the white flag in car number 2, right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Back to 3 and 4. One more time, still on the bottom, off turn 4. Checkered flag up for Kyle Sauter. Second, John Hawk. Third, Mark Long, Chris Nagy, and Brian Crisp, the top 5. In victory lane with a very happy Kyle Sauter. Congratulations, a great run.
Oh, I got to thank everybody that helped. You know, my crew, my sponsors. You know, this Goodyear Gambler Fisher Motors was really moving.
How about your father, Dean Sauter? I know he's a former national go-kart champion. He really has a lot to do with this race car. I know he sets it up for you. He must do it right.
You know, he's only been around it for 2 years, but he's picked up on it quick, and here we are in victory lane.